Yes, guys, welcome back to the Once You're In podcast. Again, back in the new studio that's not a studio at all. If you can hear some rustling in the background, it's Sanaya making food, cooking onions. So it's my fault because I was late, which is Shannon's fault because she was late from work. So if you don't like this podcast, you can blame my girlfriend. So
you can blame my girlfriend. For the audio.
Just blame both our girlfriends. Yeah.
This is why, guys. Maybe
it's a miracle
maybe
we've got
with the
isn't it?
I know. You maybe should just be like with the bros.
Why don't we just get together?
Yeah, just get together. That'd be way better.
It would be good.
Right. So, what were you doing? What were we having to chat about?
Getting together. Well, that's what we do. Just turn it off. Let's go somewhere.
Oh, fantastic start. Right.
You said you wanted to have a catch up, and I said there's nothing to catch up on. The reason I was saying that is because we did the
shows.
We did a show review yesterday, but obviously you wanted to speak about ourselves, yeah.
Yeah. So you said you can't gain weight.
Can't gain weight, guys. Don't know what to do. Need to hire a coach so I can tell me what to do.
Tim in 2022.
Huh?
Was it Tim in 2021 or 2022? Do you remember?
I don't know.
There was a time where Tim was putting on his stories. You were telling me, and you were like, he's saying he can't gain weight.
I remember there was a time
coming out of a diet or something.
There was a time in Rotherham where I think he was like, he wasn't that heavy, and he was like so hard. He was like walking around. He was like just walking around day to day so hard, and I was like, I don't think you're not even that heavy, mate. And he was like
225. He's like, honestly, bro, 225 at 6'3".
To be fair, he is the type of person who has always struggled to gain weight. He always says when he's eating a lot of food, he just drinks all his meals. Yeah. But no, I can gain weight, obviously. But basically, after I was ill, I dropped down to like 195 over one day. Then when I was well enough to be eating normally again, which was like the next day, to be fair, I gained like 2-3 pounds within like a couple of days. But then my body weight stayed there, and I've added food like 3 times since then. So it's a little bit strange.
What's been your food bump ups?
Literally just a little bit extra dates in my pre-workout, obviously. So I'm obsessed with dates.
Did you have dates in your cereal, by the way?
I have dates in cereal.
That's a bit odd.
Why is it?
Because it's like squishy and cereal's like obviously textured and like dates in cereal. That sounds like
dates in cereal, dates in rice, dates in yogurt.
Did you used to have crisp sandwiches when you were a kid?
No, I can't think of anything worse.
Yeah, because I think soft and crunch. I don't like different textures.
No, I know what you mean, but it works quite well. Like I'll have banana in my cereal.
That sounds a bit weird.
Yeah, it's good though. It is good. So anyway, it was dates, banana. To be fair, another one. So my morning shake, I have banana with it now.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's your macros?
270 protein, 720 carb, 50 fat.
Wow, mate, it's actually not that low. It's only took you a year and you're dieting soon, so...
I know, I do need to diet soon. Well, I need to diet soon just because of the holiday, which isn't for a while. We actually got a question about holiday. We got a question about plans for like future months of the year. So we'll come on to all that. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, like working around injuries, which is annoying, but it sounds like I just need to take away that emotional attachment to exercises. Like, there was a point about a month ago where I was like doing the hack and I'd got up to like 4.5 plates and I was like, oh, this is sick. And I was like getting really strong, but also I was just battering myself. Like, I think I did 7 plates on the gym leg press, which like was relatively strong, but like just didn't feel good. My left knee, it's not right. My left quad, there's something wrong with it. But I don't have the energy to stress about it all. Like,
what do you mean?
Let's say if I was prepping and I had these issues, I'd be like, oh my god, I really need to sort this out. What's going on? Like, whereas now it's like I'm still able to train. I just have to work around it. It's a bit annoying, but I'm not going to stress or moan about it. Like, I just crack on. Like yesterday, did that first set on the leg press, the linear one. I was like, my knee's just not right. So we did the hip press, no knee pain. Cool. Did the belt squat.
A bit meh.
Yeah, it wasn't amazing. So it's just like finding movements that feel sound. But yeah, otherwise, I'm all good. So I've got a few more weeks left in this push-up.
Also maintenance.
In this maintenance block.
block.
The goal was to get to 205 and then diet down to 185.
So binge.
So I just need to binge to get to 205 now, because it's just all about numbers.
Yeah. That's what you were saying to me to get to 300.
Yeah.
You were like, I got to 295 and Finn was like, can't believe you didn't get to 300.
I can't believe you didn't. No, I'll get above 200 again in the next like couple of weeks, and then I can't remember the exact date. I think I've got like a good few more weeks. Yeah. And like, and to be fair, like I'm ready to diet, which is a nice feeling, because obviously for so long, like throughout the prep and even after the prep, like not even joking, if 6 months after you'd have said like, I think you need to diet, I'd have been like, fucking, I don't want to diet yet. Like I don't feel ready to diet yet. But like now, I have no attachment to food.
Apart from dates.
Apart from dates, yeah. Don't take my dates out.
Please.
No, but I'm not bothered. You know what I mean? Like, and even like going out for meals, I'm not asked anymore. Like, if Shannon wants to go for a meal, I'm like, yeah, sound. Whereas before, like even just probably a good few months ago, I'd have been like,
where we're going? Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, well, can I fit that in? Or like, I'd be not stressing, but I'd be like over analysing it. Whereas now, I'm like, I'm not bothered. Like, if you want to go, we'll go. Like, if not, we won't. So yeah, like when I was in Ireland over the past few days, like it was actually really, really nice. I just had like my own place over there. It was a really cool Airbnb, and Donald took me to the supermarket, so I literally just got everything that I need.
What have you been having as your final meal? Burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because I was having them. I was having.
Copied you. Yeah. You're the only person in the world that has burgers. Yeah.
No. But I remember when I said it to you, you were like, "It's too much volume for the food that it is." I remember I said that.
What
and I was like, "It's not. It goes down really well."
The reason that it was too much volume for me is because I was having burgers with potato.
Okay.
But the potato.
I was only having it on rest days. Training days, no chance.
So the potato, I was like, I can't eat this. Like I put in potato into my diet, and it was like I don't know how people have potato.
I have it on rest days. That's it. Like if I was to have it, I never.
Like
on a training day, no chance.
Yeah, but like people literally have like. I know people that have.
Josh
like,
has it. Campbell has.
I know. I've told you. I've changed it.
Yeah.
But people have like a kilo of potato a day.
Yeah.
Like they'll have. I have like 2 meals of 500 grams of potato. Like it literally takes me ages to eat it, and it just doesn't even digest well. Like I was having it as my last meal, and I felt
rice or something.
Yeah, I felt like I was just going to bed on like a full stomach, and I was like, this is horrible. So yeah, I changed it to burgers, and like what I do, and I was saying this like I can't remember, I was saying it to someone in a check-in, like they were on about like struggling with their food. It might have been Josh, mate, I'm not sure.
Probably was.
No, but I was like, just squish your food down. Like, so when I make my burgers, so like before I even put the burger buns in the toaster, I'll like squish them as hard as I can between my hands, and they come out like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll squish the burger down, and I'll make the burger, and I'll just do that with my hand on both of them, and they're like that thin, and it's 200 grams of beef mince.
Yeah.
It's like 100 carbs through burger buns, and I actually have like some mushrooms and some onions on it, and some ketchup. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, a few more weeks, then I'll diet. And
how long looking to diet for?
8 weeks.
Okay.
Pull off. I want to get down. Job. Yeah. Obviously. Remember that? Okay. Yeah. That was literally every time anyone said a mini cut, SAS job.
Yeah. In and out, bro.
Oh, yeah. Even now, if I say to a client like we want to get in and out in this diet, straight away I'm like,
I cringe.
You're a dickhead, Finn. You're a fucking dickhead. I hate myself. Stop the check-in, and then I'm like,
just
I hate my life.
Just start crying.
I can't believe I just said that.
I can't believe. I'm sorry. And then you start it after like 6 minutes, and your eyes are red. Like, sorry.
What happened in the check-in? Nothing, mate. I don't know about.
You don't even pause it. You just start crying, and then you just like.
Did I tell you about that? There was not that happened. No. Yeah. There was a check-in where I think it was Jerome. So Shannon came to say bye. Yeah. She was going to work or she was going somewhere. I think it was Jerome. Yeah. And like I gave her a hug and a kiss. Yeah. And I thought I paused it, and I was like, oh fuck, I didn't pause it, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave it in. Yeah. I don't care. So yeah, that's the plan. 8 weeks. The plan was like get to 205, which would have been like 48 pounds in 48 weeks. Yeah. Which sound like I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. 47 of them were in the first week post-show.
They just reset post-Vegas. That's good for me, to be fair.
No, to be fair, I think, as much as I did look awful in Vegas, I actually didn't gain much weight, Like, but I was only like 10 pounds up at that point.
Yeah, but it was quite a quick, like, you were still sort of somewhat like prepping afterwards in the way of like how you were. And I think that was like the time where usually people build their food up. Where you were like, oh, I'm still going to stay on like pretty low calories, and then your food choices were poor.
It wasn't so much that, it was because of Vegas, I think. Like, my food was actually a decent amount higher.
No, but I also think your food, like, you'd pull down your food in the day if you ate more food the night before and then do the exact same that following night. So
I would plan ahead, like, but obviously, mate, more so because we're in Vegas, like, I think if I'd have been at home, I'd have just been on my meal plan.
No, but you would have looked better for that. Like, no one's going to look better from eating a couple thousand calories of shit food in the evening in comparison to pre and post workout where it's good food,
Yeah, well, to be fair, it wasn't like I was massively restrictive in Vegas. Like, I still had a decent pre, a decent post workout. Like, I felt good in terms of like training and everything. Yeah. But yeah, obviously I just didn't look great because of the tan and everything. Like, and just basically like it was partly down to like obviously just being battered still. But anyway, like, pretty happy with where I'm at. I'd say since before I got ill, I was in a pretty good spot, and then now it's like, okay, I'm still trying to just like regain that weight. And I was saying to Ed because I posed with yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I was like, I still don't feel full. You know what I mean? Like, you know, in a peak off season when you just feel constantly full, like you literally could
when
wake
you're
up.
like that, you don't. I feel like that's like a myth that you remember, because when you're flatter, but when you actually like it, like, you know, when people are like bursting full upon weight, I don't think I've ever felt like that.
No,
like,
but I know what you mean. But like, there's points where like I do feel like now, like if I don't pose within 5 minutes, I lose a pump. Whereas I feel like before, I'd be able to just pose like, I'll pose with clients, half an hour, I'll pose, like I've still got a bit of a pump, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like things like that, but again, it probably is, a lot of it is just psychological. It's like when you look back at old photos and you think that, I look really good there, and it's like, and then you actually compare it and you're like, well, I was 10 pounds lighter and I'm probably fatter, like, it's like, so it's just, bodybuilding, it does mess with your head, doesn't it, like that, but...
Yeah, you try and compare against like what you remember and then what you kind of were. Like, I always think to myself, like, I really enjoy training, like, this session. And then when I actually think about it, I was like, no, I've probably still had a few niggles here and there, you know, that were annoying, but you just forget about them.
I'll say it about clients post-show who, like, within a first 2-3 weeks, like, I'm not loving training like I was in off-season. I'm like, well, that's normal, but also, like, you weren't really loving training that much in off-season. You know what I mean? Like, you think that you are. You think every single session is the best session ever. Like, when you compare it to a prep, but it's not actually. Like, it's just, it's like you say, it's that, I don't know what the word would be, but it's like...
It's nostalgia. It's when you remember the good things, you don't really remember the bad. Like, I can guarantee when I'm prepping next year, I'll be like, fuck, I miss being able to deadlift 7 plates or 8 plates for fucking reps easily. No, I will be able to. But like, you know, for the same amount of power. But then I'll forget the fact that I finish a session and I can barely walk for a few days. And I'm like, my legs are stupidly fucked constantly. My joints are battered. You know?
That's it. Like, I was saying this to a client today as well. Like, when you're prepping, because you're so like lean and active, like, I don't remember having any joint pain throughout prep. Because also, as like your training's not as demanding. Yeah. You're not as strong.
Not doing as much volume.
Yeah, like, so I remember like, my knees were fine. Yeah. I had no issues with my shoulders or my elbows. Like, my back was fine for months. And then you get back to actually like getting pretty strong again and battering yourself a little bit more. Yeah. And there's pros and cons to both sides of it, aren't there?
Yeah, definitely. But you get to that sort of point, and it's that, like, I think in an off season, it's very hard to remember the depths of prep, and when it's in a prep, it's very hard to remember the depths of off season. And it's like a complete different sort of feel. Like, just for me, like, just dropping a little bit of weight, I'm like, oh shit, I can walk around and I actually don't feel that battered. Yeah. But again, it's all about that phase, and I feel like there's a small period of time, like the first like 6 to 8 weeks of a push-up, when you're coming in from a lean position, you notice it, and then when you're coming from when you start dieting, wouldn't surprise me if in the first few weeks you're like, mate, I feel amazing.
Yeah,
I feel really good. Sleep feels good.
Yeah.
Sleep's better. Your joints feel better. You just feel healthier. Cardio will be back in. Like, all that sort of stuff.
I know for a fact that I'll feel good when I start dieting, which is why it's tempting to be like, I could just diet now, but then I also think like there's warrant to sticking to what you've planned out and like actually being a bit uncomfortable for a bit. Like, because otherwise, like, every time it gets a little bit hard in any phase, you just give up on it. Yeah. Like, oh, mate, this diet's getting hard, so I'll just stop doing it. Or this gaining phase is getting hard, so I'll just stop doing it. Like, I think there's a lot of warrant to actually spending time being a bit uncomfortable and eating a lot of food and getting strong.
Also solidifying that sort of set point. If you get to a peak body weight and then immediately you're coming back down, it's like, I remember saying to us when we were doing a podcast in like March, when I was like halfway into the push-up, and I remember saying like, I probably actually need to get my body weight up to realms I've not got it before pretty quickly, so I can spend the latter end of this push at that body weight solidifying. And I was over 130 kilos for like 3 months-ish. And I was floating. Some days I'd be like 131, some days I'd be 133, I'd come back down to 131. And it was just a case of like, I didn't really, if someone said, how much do you weigh? I'd be like 130 plus, like 132, 34, whatever. But it was just a case of like not trying to drive the number up, but just spend time solidifying and almost just getting more comfortable in that zone.
I think once you get to a point where performance is good and you feel good and like digestion's okay, and like now, like I don't need to push to 205. You know what I mean? Like I could easily just stay at this weight, feel good. Like I don't at any point in the day think, oh, you know, I'm struggling like energy wise, or I don't at any point in training think, I just need more body weight.
Yeah.
Like,
or I need more carbs.
No, like so you don't necessarily need to be gaining weight all the time. Like I think it does make sense at the end of a phase to probably hold that weight for even just like 4 to 8 weeks, and just sort of get used to it. Also, that makes it a lot easier to begin a deficit because you've kind of established maintenance. Like what I find annoying with clients is when they're just like up and down, up and down, up and down because they're inconsistent. Yeah. And then you try and start a diet and nothing changes.
The Davis protocol. He's starting a diet because he was like, I'd like to compete soon. So I was like, okay, let's get you lean. Let's just see how you look. You need more tissue, but let's get you lean. And the last week, he's had a slice of cheesecake every single night because his family made him cheesecake. And he's gained a kilo in a bit. And I'm like, well done, mate. Wait, I just have to pull off.
You're not competing soon.
No, I was like, no. But I was just like, wait, you're going to have to pull off, which is going to be longer than a pre-prep diet. Yeah. And I was like, and also, like, it does happen where family will make you food and you just go, well, I'm starting a diet. Why am I adding? Yeah. I said to him, you're eating 720 carbs. Like, so similar to you. Like, you don't need more carbs than that. Like, I can understand if he was on 400 carb and he's like, I'm starting a diet. I might have a little bit here and there. But it's like, you're eating a good amount of food.
It also does show, like, the people who, when you start a diet, weight just drops off like that, are the ones who were just really consistent in an off season. Like I was saying in a check-in today, I was showing a client my meal plan, and I was like, because he was saying, like, oh, I'm struggling to like get used to this new diet because like he's like 2 weeks into a diet, and I was like, literally like, this is my meal plan, and I was like, this is what it'll be when I diet, and I was literally like, I'll take out the honey, I'll take out the dates, and then that meal is now just eggs and yogurt and fruit. Yeah. I'll take out the granola. Like, you just take out the extras, and before you know it, you've taken out like 300 carb or whatever it is. It's like, oh, I actually no more or less hungry than I was. I actually feel no worse energy-wise. I actually feel better because I'm not as full all the time. But because people don't have that consistency in off-season.
And they also change their foods massively.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
like
I mean.
I'm dieting, so I need to put Greek yogurt in instead of cream of rice.
Well, even when they're gaining, people do that. When they're gaining, they don't have that consistency. And I think people just think, well, if I'm gaining weight, and I'm and my training's going all right, I'm growing. And it's like, well, yeah, you probably are, but to what extent? Like, you could be growing more efficiently if you're actually consistent with your food. And also, it just makes every other phase more efficient because it doesn't take a month to actually get into a diet and go, oh shit, I actually have to have my food way lower because I was inconsistent before. Like, I can work out pretty much exactly if I'm at maintenance on these targets. I can work out pretty easily if I want to be losing, let's say, 2 pounds a week over 8 weeks or whatever it may be. I can work that out pretty easily. Just go, right, I'm going to change this, change that. Yeah. When you do that with a client and nothing changes, you go, you obviously weren't doing what you said you were doing.
Well, they say they were, but it's a case where, like, some nights, I can guarantee, I said it to Jakob, so when I started with him, his food's really low at this point. Like, it would get to this point anyway, but I'm saying to him in his prep, I was like, you're paying the consequences for not being structured in your off-season because you haven't had time spending, let's say, with high food. Whenever he's got to a point in an off-season where he's behind on meals, it's like, right, I'll just get a Domino's. Yeah. So it's like just inconsistent calories day in, day out. And I said to him, like, I guarantee if you were to look over your week in an off-season, some days you're eating 2,000 on-plan calories and then a Domino's. Some days you probably eat 3,000 calories, and then other days you'd eat 4,500 calories. That's actually your baseline, and it's just all over the place when it comes to how things are.
I think a lot of people are like that.
No, it is very common, and I think like a lot of people treat their off-seasons just like, I'm eating now, I've got to eat just enough to see my body weight hold / gain, and then that's all that matters. Yeah. And it's like, okay, fundamentally, if you are training hard and you've got pretty good genetics and you're early in the game, you probably will grow. We did that when we were teens. You will grow.
Like, you won't not grow. Yeah, like,
but it makes everything else
that you grow.
Yeah, it makes everything else harder.
Like, I'll say to clients, like, if you want to make progress, make sure your weight's going up, make sure your training's progressing. Yeah. But how much progress do you want to make? Yeah. You know what I mean? And then, like, that's when I think it kind of hits home. People go, oh shit, like, actually, I could probably make way more progress if I'm actually nailing these basics rather than just like, because again, anybody can eat enough to gain weight. Yeah. Like, anybody can.
Apart from you can't gain weight.
I can't. No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I need to at this point, so I'm not stressing going, oh my god, I can't gain weight. Like, but if I was 160 pounds saying this, you know what I mean? It's a bit of a different story. But yeah, go on. Where's your current phase at? Pro fats today?
Yeah, pro fats today.
Just whey and dark chocolate?
2 whey and dark chocolate meals. Yeah.
You're behind on meals then?
I've already had 2 meals. No, so currently 3 weeks in, Thursday, so what, 3 days, 4 days today, technically, yeah. So 3 weeks and 4 days in, 33 pounds down. Sick. Yeah, I feel really good, to be fair.
You're obviously really fat.
No, it's just watery to be. Like, it's a lot of no.
Wasn't even. I had no body fat.
No, it's a peeled.
I honestly think it was just water.
No, it's what happens when you obviously growth hormone, insulin, high body weight, high food, all that sort of stuff. Like, when you're eating like close to 7,000 / plus 7,000 calories on like training days, and then so that's just going to be a hell of a lot of carbohydrates. So I was over 1,000 carb on training days. You then mix that in with a good amount of insulin, good amount of growth hormone. Like, growth hormone's completely out, insulin's completely out. already that shift, even if calories were to stay the same, would probably be a good 4 to 5 kilos. So that's going to be a good amount of that weight. Then you pull down the calories, food volume, etc. Like my legit weight was probably like 125, 126. I was probably a good 7, 8, 9 kilos north of what I actually was. Also mix that in with higher androgens. So that coming down, that's going to be a good amount of weight. So actually, I think about, I haven't even fucking lost any weight. Oh, yeah. No, I haven't even dieted yet.
No fat come off.
No fat.
Just really flat.
Just really flat.
Dry.
Yeah,
just real dry.
Look awful. So yeah, I'm in that sort of in between phase, which is expected. I'm like I said, I pretty much started at 134-ish, and I'm like 119 to 120. I seem to drop like 2.5 kilos after every like pro fat rest day, which is kind of like the sort of goal that I wanted. So rate of loss is sound. Like it's funny because my weight's definitely stalled over the last like week where it was. So I almost feel like I'm not.
Kind of maintain after training days.
Kind of, yeah. So it's like yeah. So it's almost like
I quite like that.
Yeah,
approach.
I maintained, but like my training day food's only I dropped it 2 days ago. It was 450 carb, but it was like 500, 510, 520 carb, and I'd hold if it was a sense of a singular day, but if it was like a double day, I'd still drop. So it's like if it was a day after a rest day, I'd hold, but if it was like 2 days, I'd then drop because it's probably where like my body weight's held a bit, and then it's I'm still actually in a deficit in comparison to where I need to be. But then also because my protein's high, it's still like 3,000. It's like 3,600 calories, and it was like 4,000 calories.
How high is protein?
335.
And what was it at peak food?
Like 420. So
just loads from Trace.
Yeah, loads from Trace, and then I also am not having my shake anymore because I'm doing some fasted cardio and stuff. So shakes out in the morning. So it's just 5 whole meals. Otherwise, non-train days still pro fats, which is sound. I'll probably keep that in until like I said to you, until I notice. But then also it's like I don't think I like, unless I really need to have some carbs, I'm like, I'll actually be battered. Because I'm aiming to get like pretty lean. I want to get down to like 108, 110-ish kilos. I want to get under 110. When I did my little appetite reset, that was like 4 to 5 weeks at the start of the year. Like it was a diet, but it was more just an appetite reset. I got down to like 113, 13 and a half. And I was like pretty lean from the front. I wasn't shredded, but I was like pretty lean from the front, leaner from the back, but still like not that close. So I reckon if I was to get another 5 kilos off that, that would be where I'm like, oh shit, I look like I'm 6 to 8 weeks out. And then I can just kind of go between 108 to 115, start prep at 115, ideally take 10 kilos off and be bang on, which is, easy. In my eyes, like where I kind of like to be. And especially at this point, like food-wise, as I said plenty of times, I don't need to be like, I can eat 5,000 calories and probably maintain weight. Well, I know I will be able to. It'll just be a case of, let's say, for example, if I'm having an off-plan meal, instead of having it like on top of my usual food that I would do it at peak of a push, I'd just go, I'll just take away 2 meals. If I keep my steps up, I prefer keeping my cardio in. So daily cardio, it's only 20 minutes. Steps have been like 12-ish K on average, but I've been doing my Oura ring, it's like 13K, so it's like probably around 12 because this usually
cardio every single morning.
Yeah, every single morning. Yeah, I was doing it 5 times a week.
I like it every day, just good for routine. I feel so much more productive when
I do it every
morning. I've been like, when I was in Ireland, I didn't do any. My plan is to just do it on rest days, just half an hour on rest days. But I've been starting to do it more because I just like doing it. I feel better for it. My appetite's better, and I find that if I get up, I get back to prep clients, and then I do my cardio, and I like basically like get back to training clips and listen to check-ins. Like it was like how my prep routine was, and I just like
you almost slingshot forward into work.
I feel so much more productive. Like get off the bike, get in the shower. After I've been in the shower, I'm like. Like, I just feel like I'm good to go.
No, I'm the same. It was a case where I remember on Sunday I slept a little bit poorly, and I went to Be Modified to do some in-person check-ins before the A1 show, and I did cardio at Be Modified. I just did the stairs for like 25 minutes, and it was where I woke up and went straight onto my laptop, and I was like, I don't feel like nowhere near like. What I'll do is I'll wake up. I'll have my lipolytic, so literally just Clen T4, which I take year round, 5 milligrams of yohimbine, and that's that. Sometimes I do it if I'm training. On rest days, I can't be asked. I'm not fucking pinning on a rest day. Like in the morning, I'm like, no, just fuck L-carnitine. And also, you need insulin present for L-carnitine. Do you know that? So if you haven't got insulin present, so fasted, it doesn't really make too much sense. So you can pin insulin as well, but I'm like, I just can't be bothered doing that.
I was reading a post earlier about L-carnitine. It was like showing all the benefits, but it was like.
They're so minimal in like you read the studies, it seems so good.
For fertility and everything.
Cognitive function. It's supposed to be like a super drug, but you have to take like mega doses. I saw Mike Kirkel, something. He's doing a study on 3 grams of L-carnitine a day. and it's like 12 weeks, and he was like noticing body composition, mental function, all that sort of stuff, and like sex drive, and he was like saying it's really good, but 3 grams of L-carnitine will be that's like 6 ml of like water you're injecting into yourself. So that's a lot, and like it also can cause a serious irritation skin-wise if you take too much and your body is like fully saturated. Shout out Louis Blackmore for mentioning that to me. So yeah, but either way, L-carnitine on training days, but on rest days I can't be bothered. It's just it's a waste of time in my opinion, especially when you're utilising Clen, caffeine, pre-shred Resten, and all that sort of stuff that's going to help with like fat lipolysis. So yeah, long story short, cardio daily. I like doing it in the mornings. I put it in daily because it would come around to that Wednesday and I would like feel like time to do cardio, and then I'd almost be like itching it, and I'd like literally the last 2 Wednesdays I've like sat there for 5 minutes and thought, should I do it? And I'm like, no, don't do it. And then it's just like, so it's like deliberating. I'm like, do I do a check-in or do I do it on cardio? And then
I think do your legs actually feel fatigued after it?
No, not really, but I definitely noticed I definitely thought I got a better pump on Wednesday, which resulted in my legs then feeling heavier, because I feel like maybe because I've already like opened everything up, you know, and got blood there, that it was easier to get a pump. So like Wednesday night, my legs were cooked. And I was like, maybe it's because of the cardio, not as a result of like the cardio, but because, you know, I've already got that connection, got some blood flow to my legs. Yeah. Then when I've trained, it's like almost that door's already open.
The training was good.
Yeah, and training was really good. It was a really good session. So yeah, all is good. And then talking about like training wise, as been mentioned, like training's been fucking class. I've been like really, really strong, which is weird because again, as we said, like joints feel so much fresher. I've been like the strongest I've been on every single movement by quite some distance, which is quite cool because I'm a good like 4 or 5 weeks into this health phase.
Were you doing much cardio before?
I was doing.
You brought it down quite a lot.
Yeah, I brought it down. So I was mentioning to like Sanaya constantly that I was just trashed, like really, really badly trashed. It would be like a week or 2 after a deload, and I would like think to myself, fuck, when's my next deload? I was like, Reece, it was a week ago. Like, what the fuck? So I pulled it down from like doing it daily to then doing it only on training days. Then it was on, excluding leg days, but so 5 times a week. Then it was like, okay, cool, I'm only going to do it on rest days. And then it was like, rest days would come around. I'm like, the last thing I want to do is like get my heart rate up. And it wasn't where I was like unfit. I'd still keep my steps up, but it just didn't feel like everything was just a slog. And I'd finish the cardio and I was like, God, I just felt like I've done a workout. You know, you're just not really recovering. And I think again, that stress on the body of just being like heavy. Really heavy. So just getting cardio back in, all that sort of stuff, has I've seen a big benefit training performance-wise, which does go to show like you don't need to spend time constantly being like, I've made more progress in my opinion training-wise in the last 4 weeks than I was at peak body weight. Yeah. But it has benefit because I stayed there for a good amount of time and I've solidified that. So training's in a really good spot. Literally like 5 plate per side Smith press the other day, which I would have got for more than 3. I don't know if you saw it, the bench slipped back in the first. Did you see it? I got 3 reps on the Cybex Smith 5 plates, but like the bench slipped on the plate, and I would have had 4 or 5. The second and third moved really well, which is a little bit frustrating. But it's more so like how I feel unracking stuff. I unrack it and I'm like, oh, I feel like tight, I feel good, like everything feels really light. RDOs have been put in, so I got 280 for 7, which is the best RDO that I've ever done, and that was my second rotation in. And then otherwise, like genuinely training's been class, like the best couple of weeks of training that I've had, and it's quite nice because I don't feel battered. Like I've had a really, really solid, like this is I think week 5 after a deload or week 4, and I'm like, I don't need to deload. I feel great. Like usually at this point, peak off season, it was 3 or 4 weeks, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
How much of it do you think comes down to just like general routine and productivity of that routine? Do you know what I mean? Like when you're peak off season, you're pretty lethargic, you're eating a lot of food, every meal's taking longer.
I also think like the move, that was obviously like 5-6 weeks ago, so that probably didn't play like that good of a role recovery wise. Obviously it's the same bed that we have, but it's like a different place or that sort of that. So that definitely does add up. Us drinking every time that England play in the Euros definitely didn't help recovery. Joke. But yeah, I think
once, did we?
No, we didn't. I know.
We were going to go out if they won, didn't we?
Yeah, but we didn't.
But we still wouldn't. I don't think we would have drank. We'd have just gone out and laughed at people drinking, and like it'd been funny.
Wear a Spanish shirt, like go out and buy a Spanish shirt and just go out there and see what kind of abuse we get. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those where once you get into a good groove, I feel like I'm in a very good groove, like physically, but mentally I'm pretty cooked. Like just with shows, clients, like this time of year.
Life now.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly,
it's like,
I can't remember the last time I didn't feel mentally cooked.
Oh yeah.
Just being busy, like part of it, innit? Like every time that like my family are like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Like, but they're like, they almost think I'm not all right, and it's like, no, I am all right. I'm just not my old self that could just be relaxed all the time and like have fun.
Like what is fun? What is fun?
But it's, like, you know what I mean? Like I am just like, because I've got clients that I want obviously all my clients do well, but clients who are prepping that obviously need more attention.
You feel the pressure from them. You want them to do well.
Yeah, but it's also it's just part of the job, like, and just being busy, like, it's great. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's a privilege. You know what I mean? It's good. I'd never complain about it. Like, people will moan about being busy. Like, it's a good position to be in. Yeah. But it is also like when you want to just like, let's say, like, for example, when I was in Ireland, like, obviously I was working because I was seeing the boys, but like I'd feel guilty that I wasn't getting back to like other clients, but I was like, I'm sat with clients. You know what I mean? Like, Matt would be round at my Airbnb in the evening, and we'd just be chatting about like life and training and stuff. But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, I've got WhatsApps to be getting back to. But that's like,
and you don't want to be rude and be like, hey mate, thanks. That I know you're here. I know you're here. I'm in a different country.
Like, so, but like, I think both of us just have to, at times, just accept that you can't be at everyone's beck and call 24/7.
Definitely.
As much as you try to be, like, you also then just have no life and then end up like resenting it.
Do you know the meme? And it's like the soldier looking at the camera, and he's got a hat on, and there's like war going on in the background, and he's like this. Like, his face is like, you can see he's like terrified.
That's how you feel 24/7.
Someone sent me a photo of me looking at the camera, and I was like, and it was like you sent the meme, and it was like that, and I was like, I feel constantly, mate. So I feel I'm just sat here in a pitch of, just a pit of terror and fear of WhatsApp messages, and just just life. I don't know what the next day is going to take from me. I'm just like, please, just give me a day where I could just chill. But yeah, I think it's one of those again. It's not a bad thing. It's a really good thing. But like, let's say the show on Sunday that I went to, when Conran won the classic class, I literally had a tear in my eye, and I was like, it's just a win, but it wasn't even that I cared that much, whereas I do deep down, but it's like that internal stress of, right, thank God he's got a win. Like, thank God, like, he deserves a win.
It's also just nice, like, seeing them happy. Like, when you see a client get a result that they want, or it's just the same why it's so fucking heartbreaking when they don't. You know what I mean? When you've like put so much time into someone and they don't get what they want out of it, and it's just like, fucking hell, mate, I'm sorry, you know what I mean? Like, it's just shit. It is what it is. Like, it's where you're at the minute. Like, you got beat by better people. Like, I'll never be a coach to be like, oh, you were robbed. Like, very rarely, I don't think ever, have we had a client where we go, oh, mate, don't know what happened. They just they should have won. Like, no, like, let's be real. But yeah, like, it's why the wins are so sick. But then why the losses are like good.
And also the wins afterwards, like on the drive home, I was literally just I felt really good. And then the following day I woke up and I said to Sanaa, I came in and I was like, the last thing I want to do today is unrack like fucking 5 plates from Smith. I was like, I can't be bothered. And then she was like, just go and train arms or something. And I was like, no, because it's push. I'm not being a fucking pussy. I've got to do it. And when I was in the gym, it was sound, but like the thought of like, I remember driving home and thinking to myself, when's my next rest day? And I was like, today. Today's a rest day.
Like, people will be watching this going, like, what? Like, they'd think that you'd never think that, but that's normal. Like, if you've had a busy day, and the thing is as well, like, show days are fucking busy. Like, you're running about, like, especially when you've got multiple clients. On Sunday, obviously, it wasn't, too fair, luckily it wasn't that busy of a show in Ireland, but still, like, I'd have a client on and I'd have another client messaging me about, can you come and see me backstage? And it was like, right, I'll be there in 2 minutes because they're just about to get the result. And it's like, you're back and forth. But it's great. But, like, to be fair, with me being away, you don't really think about training. You just like, well, I'd already planned it all out. I'd literally had it all written down what I was doing. So it wasn't like, oh, right, okay, I've got to get back into normal routine of training on Monday. I was already training in Belfast anyway. But I know what you mean. Like, but again, I think people listening to that will be like, oh, wow, that's mental. Like, you'd think that Reece and Finn must be motivated to train 24/7. Like, no, like, of course not. We'll have days where we're like, fucking, I feel battered today. Like, and you just still go on and crack on. Like, if it's a training day, you go in and train. Like, it's very easy to just be like, I'm a bit tired today. So, like, again, with workload wise, we could literally never train. And we'd still have work to do.
I said I've got a reel with Sam. It was Sam's idea, and I spoke about balance. And I was like, if you want to actually make it in anything to the top level, balance doesn't exist. Like, you've got to put balance out the window. I was having my barber today was saying, like, my girlfriend messages me all the time saying, why can't we be rich? And I said, what are you doing this weekend? And he said, Sunday, chilled day with the family. And I was like, that's why. Like, your Sunday is a complete day where, I was like, you're not working or anything. He was like, no. And I was like, there you go then. I was like, I'm not saying you can't have a Sunday with the family, but like, you can't complain about why are we not rich and stuff when you're not working on a Sunday or a weekend because, it's my weekend. I work Monday to Friday.
Most people are like, I finish work at 1 on a Friday. I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
Chill, and then Monday goes again.
Yeah, they do Monday to Friday, like, finish early and spend all that money on going out at the weekend, like, getting pissed or whatever. Like, which is sound. but
tax
then don't be but then don't be moaning about it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I say to my clients all the time. Like, as long as you hold yourself accountable and you hold your hands up, do whatever the fuck you want. As long as you actually accept, okay, I fucked up a bit.
Yeah, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, I have no issue at all if someone's spending their time doing something that isn't productive, but they're like, I just want to do it.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it, and I just want to like train to maintain a decent physique, but I want to do this on weekends. So, I'm more than happy doing that, as long as they're not then checking in going, why don't I look like fucking Mr. Olympia? Like, because you're drinking every weekend.
Yeah. Or I haven't lost any weight this week, but I've been on plan for 4 days. And it's like, what are you doing over the
Friday,
weekend?
Sunday, what
have you been doing? So it's one of those. Balance in life is just, I think it's stupid. It's the same as motivation. I think balance and motivation are like the worst words that people use
competitive
bodybuilding. Within competitive anything, within like the top end of anything. You can't expect top tier results with piss poor work ethic. And especially when it comes to motivation, going off motivation, like I said to Sanaya, like I said to her, I was like, I can't be asked to unwrap 5 plates, but I was like, that's exactly why I'm doing it. Because if I was to listen to that,
if you'd have said that to me, I'd been like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if I'd have said that to Shannon, she'd go, why don't you have a rest?
Yeah,
and I'd be like,
no, it's
fuck off.
Yeah, fuck
Get
off.
out of my house.
Yeah, why are you here? This is why I should be gay. It's why me and Reese should meant to be together. Fuck. Right, I'm gonna get into questions because I think that's kind of summarised a bit of a wrap up towards us. So basically, guys, to summarise, I'm less fat but flat and still fat. Finn is fat, soon to be leaner, and we're both mentally shagged.
Good wrap up,
Yeah, Sanaya, make that real.
Make that the start of the video.
Yeah, right. So questions. Have you got many? Because I don't know how many I've got.
I've got 8.
I've got 6. Sound? Not too many.
Mate, you got like 5 times as many followers. As me.
But I always put it later, don't I? So
by like half an hour.
Yeah, true.
I think it's because it's my podcast. People like to ask me.
The Finn podcast.
I thought it was Reese podcast.
I thought this was the Reese podcast.
You know.
That is so bad. I think we said that last time. Right. So, how to tell between erector DOMs and lower back pain?
To be fair, not a bad question.
Do you reckon that's not a bad question? Because I think there's a clear difference. Like, DOMs ache, pain's sharp.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people don't actually know that. So people will, like, I'll have clients go like,
my back's gonna go.
Like, I'll have clients be like, oh mate, my back's killing, and then I'll be like, what? How does it feel? Like, oh, it just aches like throughout the day, and I'm like, yeah, you just trained your erectors. Yeah. But then if I have a client go, mate, I'm getting like awful shooting pains, I can't bend down. I'm like, okay, you've probably like had a bit of an issue with your lower back, or it's maybe some form of twinge, whatever it is. It could be like a muscular spasm, it could be a slipped disc, whatever it is. Yeah. But yeah, like if your back aches, I quite like that pain. You know, like when your erectors are trash and you're like,
yeah. I think out of all the muscles, it's probably one of the best muscles to have as like an ache, because it does feel like you're moving. You're like, oh god, I did some hinges.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like painful. It's just like
a warm
you can
ache.
tell you've trained.
You can tell you've done something.
But yeah, if you get like an actual issue, like I've had times in the past where like I'll do a hip hinge, and then for like the 2-3 days afterwards, like I literally can't sit down properly, or like I'll twist and I'm like. I'm like, okay, I'll probably fuck something a little bit. Yeah. But then even then, it's still fine after a few days. Yeah. Like, whereas when you've done a good hinge, like I feel like when I've done a good hinge and my form's actually been decent and then I've not broken down for like the next day or 2, I'm like, oh, I actually feel like I've trained my erectors.
If not, you need a bath.
Yeah,
afterwards.
fucking hell, yeah.
Those are some sessions. But yeah, shout out my client Lewis Kemp, who slipped a disc. And just cracked on. Just literally did 1,000 steps, sent me a voice. Hey mate, I've slipped a disc. I really want to train though, so I'm still going to train. They said if you're not trained, but I'm going to train.
Is it? Surely it's not that bad then. You know what I mean? Like he's not debilitated.
No, he's not. He said he was like he struggled to walk for a few days, and then he struggled to train properly, and then like it's been like 3 weeks, and he was like, hey mate, I managed to actually train like pretty well today, and I was like, it's crazy because like again, most people would just be like, people use it as an excuse to feel sorry for themselves and get other people to feel sorry for them. Like, I can't train for 6 months. Yeah. Well, you probably can. Yeah, you probably can do arms and you can maybe do some like light legs, ham curls, leg extensions, etc.
I'll go from the top.
Okay, I went from the top actually.
Advice for creating a life where you get to do what you want to do, i.e., train, meal timings, etc. From GN Trains.
GN Trains, who's that?
I can't remember what's his name again. It's the guy who's coached by
Gabriel. Yeah, Gabriel Niga. Is that it?
Gabriel Niga.
Yeah. That could easily be taken out of context.
Yeah, just move on.
Yeah, we won't say anything about the surname. Moving on. So, Gabriel, GN. I wonder if it's GN, not his actual name. Yeah. No wonder GN Trains that. She says that. So, it sounds cringy, and I do think it is a bit of a cringy answer, but I think if you just pursue something you really, really, really enjoy and you're passionate about it, and like we are, as much as we complain about being overworked, very, very blessed. Like just the privilege of us being able to go to the gym when we want and being able to move our work around. Some people would do that for minimum wage and would be like, I'm loving life because I get to train when I want. I've got just enough money to get by and life is great. I don't have to have a nice car, I don't have to have a nice house, but I get to train whenever I want. Or I get to do whatever I want. And I think nowadays, like, a lot of people pursue hobbies and jobs and do university and all that sort of stuff off things they don't actually like to do, but they
just
think
to see what's a good income.
Yeah, just for a good income. And in my opinion, like I pursued doing what I was doing. I still went to university. I still kind of went straight down the path that most people go down. But I always wanted a bit more when it came to, let's say, coaching and training. And when I had like 5 clients where I was making nothing or making 100 or 200 quid, well, I remember when like someone bought a training plan for me and it was like 30 quid. I was like, oh my God, I get to write someone a training plan. I hope they enjoy it. And it was like through nothing but like excitement towards wanting
to like just help people. I wasn't charging anyone, like anybody who would take anything from me.
Yeah,
when
it was
I first
like
started, I was like,
it was
this
like
is
wow,
sick.
Yeah, it was really cool. I remember used to like I'd like weigh up like, oh, if I'm writing up a training plan, what does this exercise? And I'd like be so analytical and like.
You think about like, you know, back then, I would have never. I didn't give a fuck about ever making money from it.
No,
you know what I mean? So like now, and we both do get caught up in it, like money wise, 100%. Like there'll be times where we'll be, well, obviously we're always skint. But you know what I mean? Like we'll like talk about financially like how things are. But back then, like, and even now, I think like, why the fuck am I worrying about that?
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? Like, I'm a way better coach than I'm a fucking businessman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just focus on coaching and enjoying coaching and helping your clients. Like, or whatever it is, that goes to anything. Like, he's obviously asked about like creating a life where you want to get to do what you want. Like, just be good at what you do.
I think,
like, it could be in anything.
Be
and
passionate.
Just be passionate and work hard at it.
I think the work, kind of the relentless work ethic, I think is, again, you can't teach it. Some people don't want to do it. And if it's a grind to you, but I also think if it's a grind to you, you're probably not in the right sort of industry. And I think nowadays a lot of people just see coaching and they think, okay, cool, I'm going to get myself a business mentor. Like, I remember distinctively, Sinai went to a coach convention thing, and there was a few coaches that were quite successful, and they spoke. And she said, she came back and she was like, it's hilarious. Like, all the stuff that they were saying is stuff that you do, but you don't even realise. I was like, well, I kind of do realise, but I've never thought about it. I've never had a content plan. I've never thought, okay, I need to do this, I need to talk, I need to show this. I'm literally just myself. I post myself on my stories. I post myself on my Instagram. I could easily milk the algorithm, stay lean year round, get Sam to edit cool reels on me because they always do better than training clips, like unless it's like something stupid like a 8-plate stiff leg or whatever, and like I'll just rinse that and I'd probably make more money, but then I'm like, well, that's not me, that's not who I am. And long term, I'd much rather show people, or not even show people, but show myself the process upon what I do, how things are, and if people want to invest in that, sick. If people don't, cool, it's no issue. And I think, again, like nowadays it's like everything has to be by a book or perfect, or you know, you do this, do that. Just be passionate about what you do and fucking work every single day towards it. And when you go to bed, like I don't think about it, but I know, you know, when you've stuck to your plan, meal plan, you trained, you've done all your work, you go to bed with this like inner reward of like, I feel good, like I've been productive today.
I know I've done what I need
to
do.
Yeah, and it's like, and I feel like that is the reason why, like, even if we're like a bit more down for whatever reason, deep down I'm like, no, it's because I'm fucking doing a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like I love the fact of when I've like had a really busy day. Today I've had like 4 applications, got all my work done, managed to get my hair cut. Me and Sanaya went shopping for a bit, and it was like, right, cool, I've actually done everything. I said to Sanaya when I got in the car, I've done all my work.
Yeah,
like,
you
sick.
feel like 10 times better for it.
Yeah, and you feel productive. And I think that leads you to then when you speak to somebody in the gym or speak to somebody in person, you're more upbeat. Yeah. When you chat to somebody on an application or whatever, you're more upbeat. When a client asks you a question and you don't view it and go, oh, you'll view it and go, yeah, cool, man, I get this, but this is what I think. And all that positive energy that isn't going to be immediately rewarded will eventually, like, go into the universe and you'll get rewarded long term. And it does sound cringy because it is like energy and all this sort of stuff. If you look back, positive actions into something, you'll get positive results.
If we were to look back at, let's say, the past 5 years, not even that, let's say 3 years. Yeah. If we were to like put that into one day, or like into like one vessel and be like, this is all the work you've put in. Like, imagine that how much that would be in terms of.
I think since you competed for both of us, I think that was probably like a big.
I think
like
since lockdown. I think lockdown.
Yeah, lockdown. That first when we started training together, like, that was I think like a big part where it was like lockdown, March 2020. Where we both, I think, like not stepped up.
There wasn't any point where we both went, right, let's do coaching. You know what I mean? Or let's start doing this. We both just like bounced ideas off each other. I think we have that healthy competition of being like, we work hard and make sure the other one's working hard. Yeah. Like if I was to be like to you, like, oh, mate, I can't be asked to do check-ins. I'm not doing any check-ins today. You'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, get out. You know what I mean? Like, sort yourself out. Yeah. Whereas
move out, go back with Shannon.
Yeah, whereas other like people might be like, oh, you all right? We'd be like, fucking crack on. Like you've put in this much work and time and effort into it. Like you know, you're at a good spot. Hold yourself up to that standard. Like, and a lot of being good at anything is just holding yourself to a high standard.
Yeah.
Like with bodybuilding, like good bodybuilders, genetics play a huge role, obviously, but like making the most of your genetics comes down simply to like the standards that you hold yourself to in and out of the gym. But yeah, like that was a good question. Obviously, like we kind of covered the answer there, but I would say as well, like just don't put so much pressure on how much money you make. Like again, if I was doing a job where I could train when I wanted and kind of eat when I wanted, but I was literally earning just enough to do that, like I'd be content with that. Yeah.
You just change your lifestyle of instead of being able to go to Northern Ireland, you wouldn't be going to Northern Ireland. You wouldn't have the same car.
Yeah, holidays.
You know what I mean?
And
holidays.
Like,
you'd be like, oh, I just can't go on holiday. You can't get Cole Buxton jumpers like every fucking week. You know. To be fair, the new range has been shit.
I haven't bought it for a while.
I haven't bought, I don't think, a single thing from this year. Right, I'll kind of carry on. I was going to go from the top down, but like this actually kind of continues. Best place to level up area of coaching education. Best place to level up all areas of coaching education. Direct education or like courses, question mark, from mtails96. You know that is?
Yeah. Nice guy.
Yeah, he messaged me this actually. So sorry, mate. I literally saw the message and I hadn't got back to you. So ask the question to me, not
wait for it on it.
Yeah, imagine I'll drop him a message, send him a voice note. Like I'll just voice memo our stuff, and they'll be like, "This is what we said on the podcast." So, what would you say, mate?
Everybody will say J3U, won't they? Because it's like the gold standard of like just general coaching practices nowadays.
Because they're gold standard. It's also a lot of an investment for somebody who, let's say, isn't making money from coaching.
Oh yeah.
My first thought would not be if I'm making nothing or a couple £100 from coaching, I would not be thinking I need to go straight to J3U.
We didn't invest in it for like, however many years.
Yeah.
Like I would have never even thought of it unless it got to a point where I was like, right, okay, I'm at a level now where I want to be at that higher level of education. Like I wouldn't have been thinking about it within the first 2, 3, 4 years of coaching.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
It'd be the equivalent of like trying to look at like Callum, team pro coach guy, and being like, right, I'm going to copy his coaching, and I have lifestyle clients, and I don't even have a single paid client, and I'm going to do what Callum does.
Or it'd be like
his sheets, how he delivers himself.
Doing GCSE science, and then being like, oh, I'm ready for like, I don't know what quantum physics, like the highest level of science. I mean, like, I think I need to invest in that course. And it's like, well, no, you literally are just getting started. Like,
climbing the ladder.
Yeah, exactly. So as much as like J3U is good and like it's a good source of information and it's like something that I would recommend if someone's like, oh, I really want to improve my knowledge in regards to coaching and bodybuilding. But there's also like,
where would you start? Let's break it down. So
social media. Let's talk about where we started. Like, so when I first started, obviously, to be fair, like first ever like bits of information would have been just YouTube.
Yeah.
Like Steve Cook, Rob Lipsett, like people like that I would watch when I was growing up.
6-pack shortcuts for me because I was a bit early into the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mike Chang, shout out Mike Chang, sold his channel for millions, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he does some weird videos now, but like he's completely different. Like yeah.
So like that would be the start, which obviously MTails is probably already doing.
Yeah.
Podcasts, like I remember when I was first like really like learning, I would listen to Bridgman's podcast, AJ's podcast. The Muscle Mentors podcast used to be really good. So Muscle Mentors before it split and became like Team Pro Coach, and Luke went and reviewed films.
Strange way of like strange career.
But like you forget, like we have been in this quite a while. Like, there'll be loads of people who are like, "What? What's Muscle Mentors?"
Yeah, that's like, if someone said that to me, I'd be like, how old are you?
Yeah. But we like, I remember being when I was in Egypt with Shannon. Binging, listening to all these binging constantly, binge listening to all these different podcasts. Like I'd literally get up, go for breakfast 1, train, go for breakfast 2 because it was open like 7 till 11, so it worked well to have pre and post workout. Yeah. And then from like 11 until literally like 4 or 5, I'd be sunbathing, listening to podcast after podcast after podcast. I loved it. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like there's so many things that I'm learning that I didn't know about.
In my first prep, I'd do all my walks. Like literally, I'd walk and I'd put a podcast on, and I worked through all the No Switch Fitness ones. Yeah, that was before J3U was even a thing. Yeah, so that was Luke Miller's podcast where he had John Jewett on it all the time. Yeah.
Well, most of them.
Yeah, that's pretty much what created J3U, which people wouldn't even know. People would say No Switch Fitness, I'd be like, Google, they'd search it and be like, oh, that's Luke.
The guy that's on that.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's changed his Instagram name to, I don't think it's No Switch Fitness anymore. I'm not sure. But he used to have one. And like, yeah, just I'd say literally start on YouTube, work through YouTube. So, and I also would suggest watch the podcast versions of YouTube or YouTube versions of podcasts, because you can actually look at them, and I feel like it's a bit more engaging when you're getting into it. Because if you can't see a face, you can hear, and then before you know it, if you're not too well versed in, let's say, actual academic terms, things might just go straight over your head. So watch stuff on YouTube. Not
even listening to it.
Yeah, exactly. So watch it on YouTube. Pay attention. If you're going for a long drive, stuff like that. If you're going for a long drive,
make notes.
No, don't make notes. Don't do that. But let's say listen to podcasts. Use podcasts as a source to get in your base.
It's one thing I miss doing.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I'll still have time to educate myself, and a lot of the time, like if I'm eating a meal, I'll have like an educational video on or something like that. Like, but I miss those times where it's like I've got spare time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like actually having spare time to be like, cool, I'm gonna go on a walk and listen to a podcast. I can't remember the last time I listened to a podcast.
No, I can't. Like I listen to it when I'm making meals, when I'm busy, when I'm occupied.
But like actually going on a walk, and or sitting down and watching a video to just sit down and watch a video, not because I'm eating. Like, but part of that is like being busy, but part of it also is like we've kind of got to that point where I'm not going to say we've earned the right to not do that, because I want to still be able to do that, and I still think there is definitely time to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But also it's like a lot of stuff now, like if, for example, if I was to put a 3DMJ podcast on, there'd be a few little snippets of, oh, that's cool, like that's something that
different rationale,
or a bit of an analogy I can use for clients, but it's not groundbreaking where I go, fucking hell, that's cool, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's not warranted. I think there's loads of good informational podcasts out there.
Yeah.
But like, I guarantee, well, hopefully anyway, people have learnt loads from this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, like whether it be coaching, bodybuilding, like business, whatever, and that it's just us chatting. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's the same with people who will watch other podcasts. Like you learn from people who are doing what you want to do. Obviously, that's why people are asking like questions about whether it be coaching or business or whatever. But
coaching tutorial hubs coming soon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, us basically. Forget everything we just said and sign up to our member site when we have one.
Yeah.
Should teen? This is a good one. Butcher's Wet Dream. He's changed his profile photo as well. Look at that.
What is it?
It's him doing a twisting.
Is it on stage or is it?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. That's good. Yeah. There you go.
What if it looks shit? Would you say?
No, Butcher's Wet Dream looks class.
Would you say it on the podcast though?
If it's like, let's say he had an awful physique and he's like hitting a really twisted double.
I think we'd do that.
It would be a bit like that. Maybe just put one in the gym when you're in good light.
Yeah. Anyway, should teen bodybuilding be a class? More negatives than positives? Discuss.
We've spoken about this before.
To discuss.
Yeah, it's discuss. We have to discuss. This is my discussion point. Are we going for like you going for pro? I'm going for against.
Why we'll do that for.
Okay.
Okay, so you go. We'll have a debate.
Okay.
No, not where a discussion.
So whose side am I on? Whose side are you on? What do you want to do? So now you choose.
I love kids.
Okay. So you're going to be pro.
So I'm pro because I love teens.
Okay, cool.
And I've had quite a lot of good teens. You've had Jacob.
And Go. And Conran. Man, I've had way better teens than you. Who have you had as teens other than Josh?
Josh, Finn Healy.
Josh.
Finn Healy's not competed yet. Well, he's done one show. He's done one show, but he's a bit soft.
Right, Finn Pro, Yukon.
Nah, I've got Matt coming up, Matt Kovacs, Drew. I've got good teens coming up as well.
I got Will Holmes who beats them all.
Yeah, Will Holmes.
Yeah.
But
quality.
You don't know that.
Quality, quantity.
Yeah, you don't know. He's strong. Doesn't mean
he's got a very good physique.
Depends if he gets lean.
Yeah, true. He's dieting actually when he gets back. He's on holiday and he's like, I can't wait to diet. So see how he looks at fucking 17 now.
You do the cons, I'll do the pros.
Okay, so starting off, what are we gonna do 3 for 3 or do you want to just do con for con?
Do one, we'll do bang, bang,
so,
bang, bang.
Limits probably the most optimal time that you can be spent growing.
I can't do a jokey one then, can I? I was going to be like, you get to see teens on the stage. So I think it gets you to like, at that age, to be fair, teaches you discipline, teaches you like a lot of life lessons that can be beneficial long term.
You say that
at a very young age.
A lot of teens don't have their self in a good structure beforehand, so they jump into something early and then end up hating bodybuilding.
But not all teens.
No, definitely
like look at Josh, like without being over the top, kind of transformed his whole life. You know what I mean? Like I
think most preps, if he had prepped when he was 21, 22, probably would have had the same outcome.
Yeah. I'm not saying it has to be as a teen. I think you kind of get to know early on if you really about it, you know what I mean? But then also, you could argue you might not be mature enough, so people will jump into it and then go, oh, it's not for me.
I feel like if you had your prep as a teen, there's a high chance you probably would have fallen off completely and you won't be training now.
Most people.
Like, if you had that when you were not your adult self and it was a young teen, you'd be like, oh my God, fuck this. You have a bad coach. Fuck this young teen. No, you have a bad coaching experience. You have, let's say, a bad, just general sort of role when it comes to how things are. Like, that could easily skew the balance negatively within what you consider. I think there probably are, genuinely. I actually think there's more cons.
100%.
And I think if we were to give a blanket answer, yes or no, we'd probably say, no, wait for a few years. But I do actually think teens should compete if they are going to be competitive. But, caveat, I don't think many teens are actually going to be competitive at the level they need to be if their goal long term is to get on stage.
I think it depends on the actual individual.
Yeah,
so
how
I
well
coach some teens that I forget. Like Drew, I do not think he's 18. Like Drew could be 30, and I'd be like, like he's very mature. Yeah. He never says anything that makes me think he's a teen.
Yeah.
Matt Kovacs, similar. Yeah. Like very mature, very consistent with their food. Like some of my best clients are teens. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Finn Healy. He's like ridiculously on it with his food and everything. Like as soon as he finished the show, he prepped all his food for the next day. You know what I mean? Whereas like everyone else is chilling out and stuff. Like he's like, right, I need to get this done so it's sorted. So like, I also think when you're young, you have that excitement and that energy. You know what I mean? Like if you think
I used to do cardio just because I could. Yeah. It wasn't like, oh, I've got to do 20 minutes, I've got to stop. It'd be like, if I feel fine, I'm doing an hour.
Yeah. Well, I was just about to say before the camera died that if we would have prepped when we were like 18, we'd have just had so much energy. And I actually think it would be, I'm not going to say it would have been easy, but without the workload that we have now, I imagine it would be just fun. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like where it's like, okay, cool, like, if I need to do more cardio, I can do more cardio because I've got all the time in the world. Like, so I think there are benefits, some benefits to being a teen where, you know, let's say they've maybe not got a full-time job, maybe they're not as busy, like they can enjoy the prep. Maybe they've not got responsibilities of a family to look after financially or kids to look after, like you know, all those kind of things that come with it. Well, that's all right.
That's fine. If you've seen some smoke, guys, and I just opened the oven behind the camera, so it looks like there's going to be a WWE
it's like dry ice.
Yeah. There's going to be someone who just walks in behind us, like John Cena or someone. You wouldn't actually see
John
him.
Jewett.
Yeah, or John. Imagine that, John Jewett. Hey guys, and he's like this tall. You wouldn't even need to sit on the stool. We'd be like, right, John. But yeah, I think, and as well, I should mention, I am very in the agreement that there shouldn't be a Two Bros PCA FitX teen class or anything like that.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I think that is good. I think there shouldn't be it should be natty shows, teens, but like I don't want to see like 19-year-old kids.
I honestly think if they were to say, right, we're getting rid of the teen class, I think it would stop a lot of people competing too early, because a lot of teens go, well, I just want to compete as a teen while I'm still a teen. And don't get me wrong, for some people I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. You know what I mean? For some clients,
most teens, if you were to go to all the UK FBA shows, unfortunately, a lot of the teens
90% shouldn't be competing.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of teens. The UK FBA one we went to this year. Bruno Mars, second place. You know that he's like 17. He looked really good. He was in good condition, but he was nowhere near well muscled, in my opinion, to be like getting onto a stage for being really competitive. Really, really lean, looked class, had a good amount of tissue for his age. But in my opinion, I would have been like, just wait till you're 18 or 19, mate. You know, like give yourself time.
Yeah, you're still teens.
Yeah. Everyone else on that stage, in my opinion, shouldn't be competing. Or they probably should have just waited a few years.
I don't think I'd ever have a client.
Obviously, Jacob, you should have competed.
No, but I don't think I'd ever have a client compete when they're like 16.
No.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, you honestly you don't need to. Like, if you want to compete as a teen, give it another couple of years. Wait until you're at the end of the teens. Yeah. Like, but you'll see people compete at 16, 17, 18. It's like, kind of just wasting those years. Like, you're going to gain a lot of experience, cool, and you will still be able to grow. Yeah. But imagine if you'd have just spent 3 of those years in an off season, like you'd be probably a really good bodybuilder.
Yeah, way better. Right, so top 3 rappers of all time. Do you even know any 3 rappers, mate?
What we're classing as a rapper?
This is where it gets tricky, because like, are you classing Drake as a rapper? Yeah. Because I'd say, objectively, he's probably not a rapper, but if you were to argue old school Drake, like first few, like he's got a few albums, like If You're Reading This It's Too Late, that's a rap album, really, really good. Some of his rap songs.
Eminem's a rapper.
Yeah, Eminem. Do you have Eminem in your top 3? I don't really like Eminem.
I quite like Eminem.
There's some songs that are
I don't like, I'll be honest, I'm not a rap kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh, I fucking love rap.
Yeah.
You know, so like, if someone's like 3 rappers, I'm thinking, who's the only real rapper that I would actually like some of their songs?
Yeah.
I don't mind Eminem.
I'd say Tupac is the best of that era by quite some distance. Even though my mum was, because I grew up on like rap. My mum's a big rap fan, so she was always like, oh, Biggie Smalls, and he's the best. And looking back, his music's aged horrendously in comparison. So I'd say Tupac from that era. I'd say 50 Cent, just because it's more gym or like, I think 50 Cent, when you're in the gym, you hear some 50 Cent songs, like wicked. But would I class 50 Cent as just a rapper? I think he's more like a musician. He's like, he can...
Most of them are then.
Yeah.
Like,
but I'd class Tupac as more of a rapper.
Yeah.
I'd say 50 Cent is a rapper, but he's not as much as Tupac. Third for me, I'm trying to think, like, there's a few. Like, you could look at Kendrick Lamar, fantastic when it comes to like the story in his albums. This has gone way past you, but
I wouldn't class him as just a rapper though.
Yeah, I would definitely on a lot of his songs. Like maybe not his newer songs. I've not been a massive fan of Kendrick like recently, but if you were to look at like To Pimp a Butterfly, Good Kid, Mad City, really 2 wicked albums. Damn, I think it's got like aged really well. Those are 3 of his albums on his discovery. J. Cole, you like J. Cole?
Don't really know many.
Yeah. Trying to think, yeah, I'd probably say maybe Kendrick out of my third. But if you're including Drake, I'd have Drake in there for his overall like versatility. Yeah, I'd say Tupac and Fiddy are my number 1 and 2.
Fiddy, yeah.
Fiddy, yeah, me and Fiddy. Yeah. Me and you know Sax, Bukayo Saka. Yeah, me and Sax in Deckers. But like Gareth
I've
Southgate.
never really been a fan of like. I like Drake.
Yeah.
But again, I wouldn't really class him as a rapper. And like, I like Eminem in terms of like a few songs, but I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I love Eminem.
Yeah.
I've
gone on to
like
my
massively
Spotify
into
liked.
music.
Kanye West has come up for rap. I wouldn't have Kanye West as a rapper.
What have you typed in? Rap?
Yeah, look, you can do this and go rap. So Travis Scott. Travis Scott is not a rapper.
No, but anybody who raps a bit in their
Logic?
songs, will probably
Yeah,
class
you
as
listen to Logic before, mate?
I don't know.
You don't know Logic. Kid Cudi, I like Kid Cudi, but again, I wouldn't class him as a rapper. Drake's on there, so Drake's confirmed. Jack Harlow, he's a singer, he's not a rapper. Juice WRLD, wouldn't have him as a rapper. Kodak Black is alright.
You got way too many liked songs. If that's your liked songs, how do you like that many songs? Like,
Because they're all good songs. I could close
And
my
that's
eyes.
just on rap?
I could close my eyes, click a song, and I can guarantee I'll be able to tell you what song it is within 3 seconds. Okay, ready? Go for it. Let's see. Play it full volume. We might get it.
all right, I won't do it because I could pick one that I don't know.
Okay. Boogie Without a Hoodie. Say A. Say yeah. Did I get it right?
A boogie with the hoodie.
Yeah, but did
Not
I get the
without
song? Yeah, did I get the song spot on?
No, because he's got a hoodie on.
No. But what? It's like Say A or
Say A,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. So I told you, 3 seconds. Any song. Do another one. So you're saying I've got too many songs that I liked? Or is it Post Malone?
No. So you have got too many songs.
No, too many. Who is it? Oh, okay. No, yeah, I haven't
Metro
listened to
Boomin.
that album. Do one more. Oh, I can't go 1 for 1. This is the decider.
I love the way you.
Oh, Kendrick Lamar. ADHD? No, not ADHD. No. It's not ADHD. It's the old school album. It's his first album. I haven't listened to that song in years.
So you've lost, basically.
No, but it's Kendrick Lamar, and I know which album it is. It's his first album that's on Spotify.
It's called No Makeup.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, Dave Drake. Yeah.
That's an easy one.
Yeah. Oh, Drake, Jungle. Yeah. Drake, the. No, Text Go Green? No. Take time. No, it's the one with that female, the girl. It's
called From Time.
Yeah, From Time. I was going to say Time, but I didn't know. See, I'm doing good there. God, you got to respect me for that. That's not too bad.
Yeah, but like that's a lot. I guarantee if we did a lot more, like
No,
you'd be
I
maybe
feel
50-50.
no, I'm quite good at like the first few seconds.
cool,
I've got a
but,
weird
like,
memory when it comes to
There's a lot
sort
of
of
liked
stuff.
songs. Like,
Yeah.
do you? If someone say like on my liked songs,
A lot
it's
of them
like
I will
a
say.
fair few that I'm like
If
I
I-
actually like that song.
This is a debate, but these are my newest like songs. Like, if I was to scroll here, these came out in 2023 at the start. So, and those are the only ones I've liked in the last like year and a half. The ones that I
Before,
used
it's
to
full
like,
albums.
No, yeah. Because I just like when Spotify used to work, I just literally click like album, and it would save like the whole of this album. Do you know what I mean? So like it's not accurate because like for example, out of this album, so this is Drake Controller. You like this song? Yeah. So this is Drake's Views. I don't like every song on that album. Like Faithful is shit.
I don't know loads of songs on that.
Yeah. So yeah.
Right, let's move on.
Yep.
Plans for the winter months to come, holidays, etc. You're going on holiday soon.
Yeah, I think I'm going
Even
away.
though we said we're not doing holidays.
Yeah, well, you're going away at the end of the year, so we're
I
both going on one
I
holiday.
bought that months ago.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I wouldn't
I
be doing
regret
it.
it. I regret it. No, I think I might be going away. I've got a weekend that I've not got any shows, and to be fair, like, I think it'd be quite nice. Gives me a bit of an incentive to speed the diet, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Can have that as like a bit of a not a deload because I'll still be training, but like just kind of slowly trickle down, and then once I'm back, like I can like get all pretty much everything like off, which will be quite nice. So yeah, I think I'm going away like back end of this month, so like three-ish weeks from that for like 7, 8, no, like 10 days, which will be sound. But otherwise, like plans, literally, I've got shows with clients every single weekend from the 7th of September onwards to pretty much finals. That's like WNBF, which will be cool but busy. Training wise, like I want to get this like pre-prep diet, like I say wrapped up, but like in my head, I'm like prepping now when it comes to like the work that I'm doing. Even though I'm not going to be on stage for a minimum of like 9-ish months, 10 months, in my head, I'm like, right, I can allow myself some flexibility. If a client, let's say for example, wins a show and he's like, Reece, you want to come for food? I'm like, yeah, I can come for food. And like, I'll have flexible habits of eating, but I'm not letting my body weight get past a certain point, and I'm keeping that routine. And so cardio will be in daily now till I finish prep. Like that's how I have it in my head. Steps will be at 10k pretty much every single day as a minimum till I finish prep, and even then I'll probably continue. I'm like right now it's like setting the routine for next year, which is exciting. And like I said, I wanted to wait to like move in, get this place, get that all sorted, and then also as well like training. I think there's a high likelihood that, like we've said it, I'd like to drop down to 4 times a week once I start like pushing body weights and like more so PEDs back up. So like some iteration of like an upper lower, just because I definitely think like especially at my level of strength now, like I think I benefit from an extra day's worth of recovery, and just see. We might not like it.
I think we could do upper lower off, and just repeat.
Yeah.
I do think we could do that.
Yeah.
Only thing would be is but even again, like let's say we did that upper lower, and then one of the days fell on like a show day where we're out of the house from 8 till 8. We'd go, okay, we'll just do it the next day.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. You get an extra night's sleep.
Yeah,
But it's
exactly.
not like.
Or we did push pull lower with a rest either side of the lower rotation, and then we.
But then that's not training a body part for 5 days again.
I know what you mean.
I think like upper lower works pretty well.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to do that. It'd just be a case of getting like used to not having your set rest days.
Yeah.
Because there'll be some days where like, oh, it's Sunday and we're training, or Thursday we're training. Like,
yeah, but now that we've obviously got Comran massage, the only thing I'd have is my hair, but we can move around from that.
Yeah.
Like I can train before or after. And like it'd be some Thursdays I'd be like, oh Sam, I'm not training, which would be cool. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely think that would be a good idea. Like in the near future, like once like I'm probably done with this phase and I can kind of start working things back up and holding. But yeah, get this done, get this phase kind of wrapped up in the next, get most of it wrapped up in the next 3, hold on holiday, then probably another 3 weeks back into September, be done with it, and then I've got a good like 6 or 5-ish months of like kind of holding, improving, and then dipping into prep. So yeah, what about you, mate? When it comes to other things, anything that
I've got a few more weeks and then I'll diet, and then holiday, which is like right at the back end of the year. But otherwise, just focusing on clients, just busy. Like I think after not this weekend or the one after that, I think I've got shows pretty much every single weekend, or a lot of the weekends, which is cool. Like it's good, it's exciting, really exciting. So yeah, that's what the time and energy is going into.
Right. So what's your top 3 gym clothing brands? I'd be saying like what we mentioned, like Gasp before. What do other people wear?
Gazi, Vanquish,
All In, like recently in the last year. You've got Gymshark, as you like, you know.
Alpha Elite. Gasp. I wear Jordan stuff.
I see people wear Colbucks and stuff, and I just be like, I know it is like cool streetwear that's like slightly oversized, but I won't be training Colbuck. I couldn't imagine training. I saw someone training this top, and I was like, I couldn't imagine training this top. Like, it'd be way too thick. Like. And also too nice quality. I like it.
What else I wear?
Yeah.
Gas.
Trained by JP stuff.
Yeah, trained by JP. What else do we wear?
What are these? Yeah, Jordan
stuff.
Adidas stuff.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Thick.
Yeah.
All right.
FK
Trinity Fitness Apparel.
Yeah.
Use code JT10, Jacob Tipper.
Oh, I see. He's sponsored by.
Well, actually, no, Danny Howarth, it'll probably do him good for his
use
mental
Danny's.
health. Danny's like, Danny'll be up and down. Like, if he doesn't get any sales, he'll probably be crying. And then when he gets a sale, he's like, I feel good for 5 minutes, and then cries again. So, yeah, either one of them. Your question, mate?
Go to off-plan choice, bar Five Guys in the off-season.
It wouldn't be fucking Five Guys is the worst thing ever in the off-season.
I wouldn't be
There's a
wanting the
period
Five
of time,
Guys.
prepping and after prep, where Five Guys is nice. Other than that, I think it's, I can't remember the last Five Guys I had. I don't think I've had one this year.
No, Five Guys is enough.
Yeah, that's what happens at your meetup, I think.
Yeah, ages ago.
Yeah.
But I think that's the last one I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of Five Guys. So, off-plan choice. At the minute...
We should do a burger tier list, by the way. That'd be quite good, because we can have, like, you know what we had in Vegas?
Yeah.
That would actually be quite
do
good.
that?
No, we didn't do that. That's going to be coming. When we get a bit of time, we'll do a burger tier list.
Come on, guys. Yeah, like Thai food or like Asian food, sushi. Wagamama's. Went to Wagamama's like a couple of weeks ago. It was pretty good.
I think it's really
No, it
poor.
was decent though. Like I've never rated it, but it was good this time.
Nando's.
Yeah, Nando's.
Yeah.
Boring, really. But
Yeah, boring food. It's like, no, I don't ever think like an off-plan meal. I'm like, yeah, let's just get a sloppy burger. I should never would think that.
no.
But yeah, for me, like, me and Sanai we went with Conran after his show. Imperial Chinese in Leicester. Banging. Really, really good. Really nice food. So that would be like that. But then again, it depends on what you get. Like, I feel like Chinese is one of those where like, you can have a Chinese and you can also have a Chinese. Like you can have a stupid Chinese and you can have a nice clean Chinese where you feel
Do that
good
with
afterwards.
anything though. Like,
Yeah, but I think
you can do that
Chinese
even
is
with Nando's.
Yeah, Chinese is definitely
With
one.
JP Nando's.
Yeah, JP Nando's.
Full platter.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be that. How would you plan a workout if someone's focus is to bring up width? Back workout. Sorry. Wanting to bring up width. How would you program it?
I'd put a lot of emphasis towards the lat work. Yeah. So like generally vertical pull downs, horizontal row. So like I'd be doing majority of work, more so keeping the elbows a little bit tighter to the torso. Some unilateral work. If I was doing a width workout, I'd literally have something like a single arm pull down, a single arm row, a pull up, a dual arm pull down, a dual arm row, and yeah, pull over.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally just lats.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. But if someone was like, I just want a width workout, to be fair, I'd put side delts in it.
Workout.
Side delts in, I'd just get my cock out.
Yeah, you get it.
No, I do. If they wanted width as like an entire session,
Yeah.
which to be fair, doesn't surprise me. People do density. Why not width day?
Yeah, width day.
Quad sweep,
Yeah,
side delts and
yeah,
lats.
yeah.
Why has no one done that?
Yeah.
Should we start doing it?
Gastronimus.
Yeah.
Sick, width day.
We'll do a width day.
No soleus, just gastronimus.
And a density day.
Yeah. Can we target the outer hamstring?
You can if you
Abductors.
adjust your feet positioning on the hamstring
Abductors.
curl. Do some abductors. We'll do some. Yeah, we'll do some laterally rotated
Yeah. That'd be so
hamstring curls.
What day are you in today? Width day,
A
bro.
bit of width, yeah.
Yeah. Hilarious.
But like, no, I'd just put a good amount of emphasis through the lats. If it was a back session, I would probably put, let's say you've got 6 to 8 exercises, I would have the vast, like maybe 4 to 5 of them being more lat focused.
Yeah.
But even then, like you could have 5 exercises, 3 lat focused, 1 upper back and 1 hinge. Something like that.
Yeah. Sam, right, finish off with your remaining ones, mate.
Advice would you give to someone that wants a career change into the fitness industry? Similar
Kind
to
of,
what we
yeah.
spoke
I've already
about
answered
earlier.
that at the start. So yeah, if you've watched it and you're asking, just skip back. And
Yeah, I wouldn't like put too much pressure on it. I wouldn't be quitting your job and going, I'm going to enter this.
We should have said that. Yeah.
Yeah, don't,
People
like,
quitting their jobs and they're like, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna spend all my time doing this. Like, no, you're gonna get kicked out. You're gonna be broke and you're gonna get kicked out because you can't pay your bills.
Oh, like when I was first getting into it, like I was at uni working other jobs.
Yeah.
Like, I worked 2 other jobs while I was doing a PT course and stuff. Like you still have time.
Yeah.
Like especially if you, again, like at that age, I was a student where you're not in uni all the time, and you don't have kids and stuff or like many responsibilities, so you've got spare time outside of your normal job. Things to consider when starting up a YouTube channel. Not that much really. Just
be yourself, be
start,
consistent.
Yeah, get started. Yeah, I would post multiple times a week if you can. Like, if you're wanting to be successful within YouTube, and this is not speaking from experience because I'm not saying I'm successful from YouTube, but if I wanted to be, if I was like, oh, I'm gonna push YouTube for this next year, I'd post every other day.
Yeah.
And yeah, just be yourself and be consistent. And if you want, like, look at what's doing well, look at the algorithm. You know, go back at your previous videos. What's performing well? Is it full day of eating videos? Is it educational videos? It's probably full day of eating videos.
Yeah.
Is it training videos? Probably if they're in short format and things like that. So if you're looking at just doing well, then there's things you could look at. But you've literally put things to consider when starting up. So like, just get started.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't
Stop
consider
thinking
too
about
much.
it,
You can work it out after.
Yeah.
Got to include one Yeah Buddy exercise each session. What are you choosing?
What for, like, should we go like a push-pull legs?
Yeah, so
Push,
pull.
Yeah buddy row.
Yeah buddy row, of course.
What's the best yeah buddy row? Like, what is the funnest?
I'd say the funnest is probably just maybe a T-bar.
I was thinking
Yeah buddy
T-bar.
T-bar.
Yeah buddy T-bars are
Not a chest supported.
no, like proper yeah buddy, like
Yeah buddy,
yanking it off
yeah,
the floor,
that's-
standing up, like just literally standing up with it and just,
Not moving your elbows.
just
No, just hip pinching.
hip hinge. Imagine being like, hey mate, are you hinging that T-bar?
Yeah.
No,
There's a row.
it's a row bro, yeah buddy row.
I really like the dumbbell row, to be fair, that I do.
Yeah. What about like a stupidly heavy, like 6-plate free weight yeah buddy shrug? Like all you do is just drop your head.
Yeah. Or
You know, you don't-
yeah, a cable row.
Yeah.
A heavy cable yeah buddy row.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like a good cable row, like an old school, like a chain driven one like
Yeah.
that'd be quite cool. Yeah. That'd be sound.
Push.
Lateral
Yeah
raise.
buddy laterals.
Yeah, buddy lateral. Has to
Dumbbell
be.
laterals.
I can imagine a yeah buddy fly.
Yeah, or yeah, but
So-
like a yeah buddy press.
Yeah.
Like, you're just gonna tear your pec.
Yeah.
It is funny, isn't it? Like, there's movements like within back training. Like,
You can be so
I feel like I could
sloppy.
just throw around like a
Yeah.
cable row and be fine. But like, if I was trying to throw around like a press,
Yeah.
like, oh.
Dan Talabi does a yeah buddy, like
He does a yeah
all
buddy
his presses
everything,
are
yeah.
fucking yeah buddy presses. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Legs, hip thrust.
Yeah, that's a good shout actually. Yeah, I wasn't thinking of that, but that's a good shout. I wasn't know what I was thinking. I was trying to think for like what would I have as a yeah buddy exercise? You know, probably a hip thrust.
That's what we do at the minute.
Yeah, yeah.
We do I did a dumbbell actually.
Originated from AJ Morris's in lockdown
Yeah.
with 2-inch range of motion and just like rapid fire reps.
They were good.
Yeah, they
Good
were.
sessions back in the day.
Yeah.
Final one.
Actually, no, Thorburns adductor. Yeah buddy adductor.
Yeah, true. Fucking hell.
That's more than a yeah buddy. That's just a Thorburn adductor. But his adductors are massive, bigger than Steven Physique.
Can't say anything.
Yeah, way bigger than Steven Physique.
This is the last question.
Yeah.
If you don't like football, you can switch off now, guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Top 6 predictions for the Prem this year. Are you doing a fantasy league again? So the answer is yes.
Yeah.
But we just need to get it sorted.
Yeah.
So that's something we will do.
We need to get sorted by this weekend because it starts next weekend.
Yeah, it starts next weekend.
Yeah,
So we've got time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get it sorted and then we will post it on socials.
Yeah.
We'll do what we did last time. I think the winner.
The winner never contacted us at the start.
No, it was a joint winner.
Was it?
So it was my client Charlie
Okay.
and someone else that won.
Okay.
I can't remember what Charlie said. I think Charlie was number 1. And
Yeah.
the other guy was number 2, but they had the same points.
Weird.
So I was like, yeah, it's a draw.
It's a draw.
No one wins.
Yeah, no one wins.
Yeah, we'll do something for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll not. Should we do? We'll do something like in terms of like something exciting. long term.
Yeah. I was thinking that. Yeah, sound right. We'll sort something out. Yeah. So
we will be
top
doing that.
1 to 6.
Let's go 6-1.
Okay, 6.
Man United.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
Shit, that innit?
Yeah,
Fucking
no, but
hell.
you'll be better than 8th. But how are you? Is Xerxes, is Lenny Yoro's out for 3 months? Like, is that a viable upgrade? If you're starting Casemiro, you're not getting 6th, in my opinion. Like, Kobe Mainoo and vibes in midfield. Oh, no, sorry, Sander Burge. Yeah. And Kobe Mainoo. That's not been confirmed yet, but if that gets confirmed,
know, like-
crazy.
Obviously, I'd be optimistic. 5th, 6th.
Okay.
How bad is that though? Like that's sad, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, not to even think get
But
top
there's a lot of
4.
good teams.
Yeah. United. Spurs.
Yeah.
Okay.
4th.
Oh, I'm in a bit of a predicament here. I don't think Villa.
I do.
Wait, you think Villa 4th?
Well, I don't know. I think Villa will be in the top 6. So
I'm going to move it around. I'm going to go Villa 5th, Spurs 4th.
what about Chelsea?
Oh, no chance. Awful
Newcastle?
window. No. No chance.
I feel like Chelsea and Newcastle are better than United.
Yeah, but I feel like you guys, like the Bruno factor is big. You know, like Chelsea other than Cole Palmer, you've got Bruno, Rashford, Højlund might have a better season.
Højlund's good.
Best player in the league, Anthony.
Yeah, he's not. I think he's gone, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I hope so. Okay, so 6th, United. We can't have the same. Should we write these
No,
down?
I've told you. Okay, I've already got in my head. No. 5th, I'm going to go Villa.
Write it
4th,
down.
Spurs. Okay.
And then we've got it for future reference.
Okay. And we need to do a reaction to our reactions. Like
Yeah.
we should do a 20-1. That should be a separate YouTube video.
Yeah.
We should next time we film, we'll do 20-1, and then we'll do burger tier lists and stuff like that. Because we need to start wrapping through some ideas. Because that'd be cool. But it's easy content. Right, Prem. The problem is like teams like, let's say for example, if Liverpool were to get Zupimendi, get Bastoni, who I saw some Twitter accounts linkers to, and get Anthony Gordon, that puts, I'd say, Liverpool as like probably title favourites if City and Arsenal don't sign anyone. I'd say so, mate. But then if like Arsenal go out and get, let's say, Rodrigo from like Real Madrid, imagine he's got him and he's starting like up front or right wing for them, you know, like or left wing. That's like, I'm putting Arsenal as the clear favourites.
I've gone top 8.
Okay, now I haven't done that. I'm being audacious here.
I've been a little bit.
I have, yeah. This is silly. This is
like when you're not speaking out loud, you think
Yeah.
you got massive bollocks.
Yeah,
and you're
I
like,
don't
I'm
want to say this.
The fucking
I don't
boy.
even want to say this.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just going to leave it there. Finish the podcast.
Okay, let's go top 8 then.
So 8th,
Chelsea.
Newcastle.
Okay.
7th,
7th, Newcastle.
Chelsea.
Okay.
6th,
United.
Spurs.
You've moved. You just moved them up.
United, 9th. United aren't in.
Imagine they're just like they're now third. Yeah, United. Next, 5th,
United.
Villa. 4th,
Liverpool.
Spurs. Okay. 3rd,
Villa.
City. That's why I take on massive balls. 2nd,
City.
Liverpool. 1st, Arsenal.
I hope Arsenal win the league.
I think it should be Arsenal or Liverpool. Like, I don't think it should be
Liverpool?
Liverpool. I think Arsenal deserve it based off the fact that like they've had 2 really good
Arsenal
seasons.
deserve it. City need to fuck off.
Yeah.
Liverpool, I think
You don't know what Arnie Slot's cooking.
No, I think you'll be in the top 4, but I think it'll be like, well, Villa. It could go one or 2 ways. They could be really good, and they made some good signings. They could be really good, or they could struggle because of being in Europe.
Yeah, I get that. I don't see Liverpool being worse than last year. I think we can only be better based off the fact that
you got to remember
we
you
weren't
were
tactically coached for the last 2 years.
You got to remember you were you were favourites at one point, like when there was like 10 games left or something.
Yeah, but
like,
we
you
were running off
miles
pure vibes.
Oh yeah,
like,
you were.
It was
shite.
vibes. It wasn't good football. We had no tactical identity other than like Jurgen Klopp passion. That was literally the fuel. And the second that ran out, it was like, ugh. And you look at the team, like the best defender is Van Dijk. The best creative probably player bar De Bruyne is Trent. The best goalkeeper out of all of them is Alisson. You're adding potentially Zupimendi and maybe others, like based off that.
Salah's what?
Attacking forward line is still really good. Probably it's better than Arsenal's forward line. You'd have Liverpool's firepower over Arsenal's, maybe even City's now, bar Haaland, because now Alvarez is gone. You're going to get a
Salah,
better
who's
season from Szoboszlai.
Probably a bit past it.
Yeah, but he's still
yeah.
probably the best right winger out of all
Nunez
the
is-
clubs. Gakpo, Diaz, if we get Gordon, potentially Jota's guaranteed goals if he stays fit. You know, a
You've
midfield
got a lot of variety,
yeah.
but you haven't got star. Like you've got Salah,
Yeah.
who is
If you've got a front
awful
line
for-
of, let's say, Gordon, Salah, Nunez, and then you've got Szoboszlai behind, a midfield of Szoboszlai, Zupimendi and McAllister, that's a very good midfield. You know, to then be able to put in Gravenberch, Harvey Elliott. Like Harvey Elliott,
You've seen him play one half of football.
He
Now
was
he's
class.
amazing.
He was good. He was good. And from the limited 7-minute YouTube videos that I've watched over the last 2 days, he's going to be amazing. But yeah, I think Liverpool are one of those. Like, the chances, I don't think Liverpool are going to be up their title just like race. But if Liverpool were to win the league, I don't think it would surprise me based on the fact that Klopp was not coaching that team. It was Pep Lijnders, and it was an awful system. Signing like players like Gravenberch, it didn't make sense. Gakpo didn't make sense. You go from Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino to Nunez, Diaz, Gakpo. Like, huh? The squad planning was poor. We're still playing Robertson, like left back, who's been washed for a few years. Like, if we was to go into the season with Robertson, no defensive midfielder and no attacking, like current squad, I go completely fourth, maybe even work lower. But I can't see us being worse. But I don't think we're going to win the league. But if we could, it's like...
I think you're miles off.
I don't think miles based off last season. Like, we're clearly not miles off.
No, last year you were like Arsenal and City were a lot better. I know it was like relatively close up to the end of the season. But actual football wise, like Arsenal and City were a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. But then again, like football isn't actual football. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, but very rarely, like when Leicester won it, like you could argue they weren't the best team. It was just everyone else was a bit shit. You know what I mean? Usually, like the best team wins it.
Yeah, no, but if that was the case, Arsenal should have won it last year. They were probably the best team.
I know.
Which is a shame. So that on basis of play, I would like to see Arsenal win because it's.
They deserve it.
Yeah, based on the last 2 seasons, for how good they've been, for them not to have won a Prem.
It's a shame.
If Saliba goes to Real Madrid next summer and their team gets like aged and past it, it would be like fucking hell, they missed a break. It's like similar to Spurs.
Good.
You know,
They're better than Spurs.
Yeah, they are better than Spurs. But like you look at that Spurs like super team of 2016, 17, 18, like they got to a Champions League final, and that was actually not the best version of that Spurs team. That was a slightly worse version. So, yeah. What's your predictions for United? Honestly, do you think you're going to be in a better state this season? Obviously, you said you're going to be 3 places higher, but do you think you're going to be okay, or do you think it's still going to be like by December, Ten Hag out again?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't see us being. We're not going to all of a sudden turn it around and be amazing. Yeah. Like I think Van Nistelrooy will probably be manager by the new year.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah,
crazy.
I'd be surprised if he's not. I'd be more surprised if Ten Hag finishes off the season. I would be more surprised.
Van Nistelrooy is manager before GTA 6. Wild.
For GTA 6, when's that coming out?
Next year? Yeah.
You gonna get it?
Yeah, I'm a bet. Mate, GTA 6, come on. Surely you've got to like think, I'll get that. I'll come round, we'll play it together.
No.
GTA 6, man.
I've got other things to do.
Nah, bro.
I've got things to be working on.
Have it in the office. We'll have it in our joint office.
A joint office?
Our joint. No, we'll have it in my office or your office. Yeah. Put the PlayStation around after hours. That's what we'll do. So, first Prem manager.
I never really played GTA.
You know?
Like, no, I never really played it. Like, okay. I didn't, like, I have played it, but I never was one of them that, like, buzzed off it. I just play FIFA.
Yeah. First Prem
I usually just did stuff at GTA. Like stuff that you would do on GTA, I just do it in real life.
Okay, fair enough.
Or open doors, smash people with bats.
Yeah.
So I didn't find it fun, because I was like...
Beat women up.
Do this on a regular basis.
Beat women up.
Beat women up all the time, yeah.
Makes sense.
Woman, just one.
Oh, okay, woman. I thought it'd make sense with the cut that we had to make earlier.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. Tell us, guys, if you know where the cut was. Anyway, that's that. First Prem manager to be sacked. Straight up, say. Ten Hag? Eddie Howe?
Who's like...
I'm going to go
Southampton's manager. Do you reckon? Yeah. Or what, within like a couple of months?
I think literally like a month or 2. I don't think he's making it to December. Like I think it'll be like 6 games and he's off. And they're bringing Lamps.
They've got Brighton have got a new manager, haven't they?
Yeah.
I'll say this is pretty out there.
Let me guess. I'll write it down.
It's not that out there, but...
Oh, okay. Go.
Eddie Howe.
I mean Glasner.
Glasner?
Yeah, because he had such a good end.
He did have a good end.
And people are hyping him up, so I thought maybe you think, they're going to come back down to reality and they're going to chop him, because they've got rid of obviously like Vieira and all that sort of stuff like before. So, yeah. Right, that's out. Hopefully everyone's enjoyed. We need to do like football predictions.
I told you, mate.
Good. Yeah, we'll do
I said about a year ago.
Yeah, once you're in full time.
And now you're all of a sudden all over it because you're dieting and you're not a fat mess and you like got a bit of cognitive energy.
Fuck off, dieting, you're a fat mess.
Yeah, now you want to do things.
Okay, sound. Right.
Wait until I diet and then we'll do it.
Mate, you won't speak to anyone when you die. You'll hate your life again.
What, as soon as I start a minute ago?
Do you want to talk about football? No.
I didn't hate my life.
Do you want to talk about your cookies that you're having pre-stage? No.
Don't want to talk about anything. No. I just want to get through the day.
Right, that's that, guys. See you later. Bye-bye. Like, comment, subscribe.